best believe I get down. And not like I get down like dancing. I do that too. I get down. A couple days ago, it was Labor Day, and I didn't have to be at work. I didn't have to do anything but enjoy my day. And what was I doing? I was sitting over there in that chair, just staring off into the distance going, why do I not feel like doing anything? I could go work out. I don't feel like doing that. And I always feel like working out. Well, okay, that's a lie. I don't always feel like working out. And it's such a part of my daily routine. I do it. And I always make time to move my body. No, I was sitting there. I was like, no, I don't feel like that. I could go for a walk. It's a gorgeous day outside. No, I don't feel like doing that either. I should be working on my coaching business. No, I don't feel like doing it. I didn't even feel like binging TV, which requires zero energy or thoughts. Like I was in a really slumped place, if you will. And I mean, I functioned. I changed the sheets on my bed and I vacuumed and the dishes were done. You know, there were things, and I, for whatever reason, didn't feel, I thought I'm depressed today. I feel uninterested in anything I'm usually interested in. I'm functioning and I'm not thriving at all. And I don't know if it was because the day before that I was on such a high. I had gone to a music festival. House music is my religion. There is a music festival called ARC in Chicago every year. I found out about it a few months ago, immediately bought a ticket, and I went and I danced for 3.5 hours straight. There were 4 different stages and I bounced around and I had such a good time. And then when I was maxed out physically, I just thought, I'm done. My knees were done. And I thought, what do I feel like doing now? And because to me, my life is this, I'm very present in my life in that I live for the moment. And it's like, what do I feel like eating? What do I feel like doing? Like, it's just how I am and how I live my life now. And I have the freedom to do that. I live unapologetically. I enjoy my life. I've really set it up in a way that I can go and do whatever I want for the most part. I mean, obviously there's responsibilities in life and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it was the weekend. I don't have responsibilities. I get to do whatever I want. And for whatever reason, that Labor Day Monday, I was like, what is wrong with me? And yeah, it was partly PMS because PMS is unpleasant. And I mean, a woman's hormone cycle is no picnic. I say all this to say, Tuesday morning rolled around and I had set my alarm for 4:45 a.m. I was gonna get up. Well, I didn't get up till 5:15, which is not crazy late and wasn't part of my plan. So already I was screwing up my plan. It's like, Morgan, what is wrong with you? And I journaled, which was helpful. And it started off like, you're a loser. You suck. What is wrong with you? Why am I in such a bummed out place? Why am I so unmotivated? And because I'm very solution focused, when I went to school to be a therapist, I really identified with solution focused therapy because for me, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a time and a place to go dig around into old wounds and traumas and things like that to figure out why certain things trigger you the way they do or why you react or behave in a certain way. Absolutely. Not discounting that. And give me some solution-focused therapy. Like when I had a severe eating disorder, I was like, I saw various therapists, including going to an eating disorder clinic and working with a therapist there. And she was like digging around like family history. And for me, I was frustrated because I'm like, I went to school for this stuff. Like, I know what you're doing and I don't want that. I want you to give me a solution. And so I quit therapy after like 2 sessions. And anyway, so for me, I go into solution mode very quickly. I want to process my feelings. I will process my feelings. I journal. I will be the first to admit if I am struggling with something and I think I could use some outside assistance here, I'll go and hire a coach, get a therapist, So in that moment, I was journaling and I thought, I need to turn this frown upside down. I need to figure this out. And what is the solution here? Because I get to control how I am responding to the world and how I am moving my body and what thoughts I am thinking. And right now, I'm just kind of like blah, and I'm letting it sit in this place. And I thought, how do I turn this around? What is the solution? And it was speaking differently to myself. So I'm journaling and I'm saying a bunch of negative stuff. Okay, get it out, get those toxins out, It's like a snake bite. You got to get the toxins out before you can heal. And what are you going to say to yourself that is positive and inspiring and reminds you of who you are and how you can do whatever you want to do, and that there is a solution, because I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get my book finished, and why am I even writing a book in the first place? And it's like, wait a second. What I could do is continue to talk into voice to text and then send it off to someone to actually put it into paragraphs and say, yes, it'll cost me a certain amount of money. It's not impossible, because I was getting down on myself about not working on writing my book, right? And various other things. After that, what did I do? I'll tell you what, I think a shower is always important. I don't care what kind of day you have, or if you're not even gonna leave the house. In my opinion, always shower, put your face on, do your hair, feel good. That's just me. So I did that. And then I have over here on this, this behind me is my vision board. That's Salazar. That is a one of a kind painting right here. A gentleman I worked with at a restaurant called Babalu. I worked at Babalu in Minneapolis many years ago, and I worked with the bartender, Troy Vasquez, and he had his artwork up on the walls, and I did a little negotiation with him to get that painting because I love it. And my mom named him Salazar. So there's Sal. There's my vision board. And then you can't see it. There's another bulletin board situation where I have positive affirmations, excuse me, on the board. And so I stood in my Wonder Woman pose and I read through my affirmations, and that shifted, because what you think becomes feelings. And if you're thinking a bunch of negative things about yourself and your life and what you're doing with your life, like I was doing, the feelings will then tumble into place along the lines of those negative feelings. And I thought, if I'm going to turn this frown upside down, if I'm going to turn this ship around and I'm going to get it together today, what am I going to do? And I'll tell you what, I love a to-do list. Mine's a little short today because I'm not done with it. I love a to-do list because it makes me feel productive, and feeling productive for me is very motivating. So I love having a list in front of me. I have another list and I have to redo it because I accomplished most of it. But this is for my business, and I had all these things I wanted to get done, and ticking them off, feels so good. So I need to update that list and get motivated again. So there is always a solution to being a little off. And you do want to take time and figure out what's going on for you. And is it hormonal? Is it emotional, psychological? Like, are there some things that you need to handle? And if you're just having an off day, figure out what's going on and then turn that ship around. Because you can sit around in it and then it's like, all right, how long am I going to sit around in this? Because it doesn't feel good. And I just got to the point where I was like with myself, and I was like, what do I need to do? I need to get a to-do list. I need to do my Wonder Woman pose. I need to do my positive affirmations, and I need to stop looking at all the ways that things are not going to work out and figure out how I can make them work. Because yeah, whatever I'm doing right now, it's not working. Try something else, right? Anyway, solution-focused therapy. It's not even about it. To me, it's just, I'm a solution-focused person. So I do encourage processing of the feelings, which is why I keep a journal. I've been doing this since October of, I think 3 years ago now. And I like it. I do it every morning, and some mornings it's like, wow, I did not get enough sleep last night. I am on the struggle bus. Like this morning, I was like 21 days until my birthday. And, just talking about how I felt about that and wishing that I was going on vacation with my mom like we have in past years. And so you process your feelings, fine, and then figure out if you're not feeling the way you want to feel, it's because you're not thinking thoughts that are making you feel good, and how to turn that around. Thoughts become feelings. Change your thoughts. Just a thought. Okay, until next time.